The year is 105 AD. We're on the farthest edge of the known world, a place where maps end and legends begin. Here, civilization is a flickering candle against an encroaching darkness. This is the story of one night, one man, and the storm that will change everything. Our scene opens on a watchtower, a crude but defiant finger of stone and timber pointing at a bruised midnight sky. Rain falls in relentless, icy sheets, turning the ground below into a sea of mud. The wind howls like a hungry wolf, tearing at the thatched roof and threatening to extinguish the single source of light and warmth. A lone torch, clutched in the gaunted hand of a sentry. His name is lost to history, but his face tells a story every soldier knows. Young, but aged by hardship, his eyes, sharp and weary, scan the horizon. They've seen too much for his few years. Every shadow that dances in the wind is a potential enemy. Every crack of thunder a war cry. He shifts his weight, the leather of his armor groaning in protest. He is cold, wet, and utterly alone. Below him, the small encampment sleeps uneasily. The fires are banked low, their embers glowing like a dragon's slumbering eyes. Tents strained against their ropes, and the horses in the picket line stir, their whinnies swallowed by the storm. These are the men he is sworn to protect. The last bastion against the unknown that lies beyond the tree line. His gaze is fixed on that tree line, the solid wall of black against the stormy gray. He pulls his woolen cloak tighter, the fabric coarse and damp against his skin. It offers little comfort. The rain soaks into his hair, trickling down his neck like cold fingers. He thinks of home, a distant memory of sunshine and laughter. Was it a dream? Here, on the frontier, the only reality is the biting wind and the endless watch. He walks the narrow parapet, his footsteps sure and practiced, despite the slick stone. He's traced this path 1,000 times. From the north corner, he can see the river, a silver serpent under the fleeting moonlight. From the south, the road that leads back, bike to safety, back to everything he left behind. But his duty is here, facing forward, into the storm. Suddenly, he freezes. His head cocks to one side. It wasn't the wind. It wasn't the thunder. It was something else. A sound, low and mournful, carried on the gale. He holds his breath, his heart pounding a frantic rhythm against his ribs. He strains to hear it again, praying it was just his imagination, a trick of the exhausted mind. There it is again, unmistakable. The deep, guttural call of a war horn. It's not one of theirs. It's a sound from the deep woods, a sound from the land that has never bent its knee. It echoes through the valley, a promise of violence. Then another joins it, and another, a chorus of impending doom rising from the darkness. They are close. Panic, cold and sharp, tries to grip him. His hand tightens on the hilt of his short sword. His training takes over, years of drills, of discipline beaten into him under a relentless sun, now rise to the surface. He turns, his movements economical and swift. He grabs the heavy mallet hanging by the signal bell. He looks out one last time at the inky blackness, now alive with the echoes of horns. The enemy is coming. The storm is not just in the sky anymore. It is on the land, a tide of men and steel rolling towards them. He knows what this means. For him, for the sleeping men below, for the empire he serves. With all his strength, he strikes the bell. The iron clang cuts through the roar of the storm, a desperate, urgent alarm. It rings out, once, twice, 3 times. Below, the camp explodes into motion. Shouts replace the wind's howl. The slumbering dragon's eyes burst into flame as soldiers kick the fires back to life. Men spill from their tents, grabbing shields and spears, their faces grim in the flickering light. The lone sentry doesn't stop. He continues to hammer the bell, his arm aching, his breath coming in ragged gasps. He is no longer just a watchman. He is the herald of battle, the first note in a symphony of war. The distant horns answered his bell, a defiant challenge. They are no longer hiding. They are coming. He finally lets the mallet fall, its clatter lost in the rising din. He draws his sword. The steel sings as it leaves the scabbard, its polished surface reflecting the wild torchlight. He stands at the edge of the parapet, a solitary figure against the tempest, his face set like stone. The fear is still there, a cold knot in his stomach, but it is overshadowed by a fierce resolve. He is the first line of defense, the first man they will meet. He looks down at the organized chaos of his comrades forming ranks, their shields locking together to create a wall of wood and iron. He's not alone anymore. He is part of something larger, a brotherhood forged in hardship and bound by a shared fate. The first arrows begin to fall, hissing out of the darkness like deadly rain. They thud into the wooden palisade and clatter against the stone of his tower. He raises his small shield, deflecting a shaft that would have pierced his throat. The horns are louder now, a constant, deafening blast that seems to shake the very foundations of the tower. Through the rain and the gloom, he sees them, shapes moving through the trees, not shadows, but men. Hundreds of them, a horde flowing out of the forest like a river of death. Their cries mix with the horns, a terrifying, primal roar that speaks of ancient hatreds and a thirst for blood. His duty is done. The alarm is raised. He could retreat, join the shield wall below, but he doesn't. He stands his ground. This is his post. This is his watch. He grips his sword, his knuckles white. He lets out a defiant yell, a challenge to the oncoming wave of enemies, a final testament to his courage. He is one man against an army, a flickering torch against an endless night, and he will not be extinguished without a fight. This is the frontier, where empires are tested and legends are born in fire and blood. Thank you for watching. If this story moved you, consider subscribing to our channel and hitting that notification bell. We dive deep into the moments of history that shaped our world. Let us know in the comments what piece of history you'd like to see brought to life next. Until then, stay curious.